Welcome back to the channel. I hope you've all had a great weekend. So, we've had some Trent, Alexander-Arnold quotes. We've had Van Dijk, we've had Salah. Now it seems to be Trent's turn to speak to the media regarding his contract. Maybe not how he wanted to go about it, in all fairness. Like, it's just one of those things, inevitably, with the situation he's currently in. No matter what interview he does, it's going to come to the contract. And he seems to have had like a sit down, or maybe he spoke to a few other reporters, to be fair, as well, in regard to these quotes that have come out now on The Athletic regarding his contract. But before we get to that, guys, a little quick reminder to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and most importantly, leave me a comment to let me know your thoughts on everything we're about to cover. So, as well, guys, I did a podcast yesterday with Scott Cheetham. The link will be in the description below to go and give it a listen. So, guys, basically here, there's two articles. There's one that's got a few quotes on it and stuff like that, which, in all fairness, I'll probably pop them up just so you can read it as I'm talking about a few things. So here we go. Where's these quotes that I've got here saved for you guys? Right. So you can read these as I'm going through the article and stuff like that. This is some of the stuff that's been said. So, what is the situation with your future? And then Trent said, "Look, I've been at the club 20 years now. I have signed 4 or 5 contract extensions. None of those have been played out in the public. This one won't be either." James goes on to expand on this, saying it was clear that Alexander-Arnold wasn't looking to get a message across. At no point in the process has he sought to exert pressure on Liverpool through the media, and that respectful stance towards the club he has represented since the age of 6 shows no sign of changing. The present situation is very different to his previous renewals, as he's never entered the final year of a contract before. He signed his current one in the summer of 2021, having previously agreed extensions in 2019 and 2017. But if there's any sense of frustration privately over how late Liverpool have left at this time, he certainly hasn't shown it publicly. Question to him: "You've spoken in the past about wanting to be Liverpool captain one day and potentially a one-club man. Is it still your desire to do that?" "I have always said I want to captain the club. That is an aim of mine and a goal of mine. Whether that happens is out of my hands, to be honest." So that sounds quite promising, basically saying it's an aim of his, it's a goal of his, but as it currently stands, his contract ends at the end of the season, so he can't really do anything about that, can he? So I get that one, in all fairness. I'll just switch back to full screen, guys, while I'm going through the rest of this. Do you want to stay? "I want to be a Liverpool player this season as a minimum, is what I will say." Just expanding on that, James Pearce puts, "The words in brackets there are important. He didn't say it in the context of only wanting to be a Liverpool player for the rest of this season. It's simply that he can't commit publicly to any longer than that currently, as it's how long is left on his contract. There's an ongoing process as talks with sporting director Richard Hughes continue. It's one of the big issues Hughes inherited when he made the move from Bournemouth this summer. As for the captaincy and being a one-club man, it's not solely Trent's decision. Jurgen Klopp gave him the vice-captaincy last year and he retained it under Slot. However, when the skipper's role next becomes available at Anfield will depend on what happens with Virgil van Dijk's future. What is most important to you in the decision-making process over your future?" Trent: "The most important thing is trophies. I want to win trophies. I'm a player who is highly motivated by winning things and being an elite. That's probably the main factor of anything. If you have a personality that's elite who wants to win and will do anything to win, then that's what drives them." Now, to me, I take that as potentially putting pressure on the owners to say, like, yeah, I want to be here, but I want to win trophies. What are you going to do to show me that we're going to keep this going? Are we going to be investing in the squad? Are we going to be trying to sign current best players, Salah and Van Dijk, to long-term contracts? What are you going to do to ensure that this club is still successful going forward? That's how I take that. You might take that a different way. You've had that at Liverpool so far in your career. Do you see anything changing? We were close to the title last season and we won a cup. The quadruple was on for a while, I suppose, so the signs were there. This season, we're looking really good. It's still early days, but we need to show a lot of consistency and beat a lot of teams. It will be difficult, but we're looking to win as many trophies as we can. Speculation linking him with Real Madrid persists, but top sides all across Europe will keep an eye on the developments given such a talent could be available as a free agent next summer. He could potentially sign a pre-contract agreement with clubs overseas from January the 1st, but Liverpool are desperate to avoid that situation. So talking about Arne's slot here, he said he's got a lot more freedom. For instance, if Ibu gets the ball and plays it to Mo, and Mo has no one there with him, I kind of anticipate that someone has to be there for a bounce pass. So the ball goes, I start to sprint. The winger doesn't track me, Mo sees me, plays it to me, and then I break free. Then it's about making your choices about going into the box. Darwin made it a good run. I could see Mo making a run across, but I thought he might be a bit too wide. And then Dom made a run to take someone away, so Lucho was free. I played it to him, and he tucks it away in the back of the net. So there you go. That's the goal process and everything there. Slot also made a point on Saturday complimenting Trent on his defending against Milan when he kept Portugal international Rafa Leao so quiet. The player believes he's benefiting from the Dutch's coach's attention to detail as they sit together to analyse matches. We kind of talked about targets and aims, and I said to him that I would like to be the defender that no one wants to come up against in Europe. We agreed he will be harsh on me anytime an attacker gets past me, so he will call it out in meetings and say this cannot happen. We go through every game together, and he highlights where he wants me to improve. See, I like this about Slot already, guys. Like, the way he does stuff like this, like... Yeah, I really, really, really like what Slot's doing. Even in the Milan game, we had about 20 clips going through what I could have done better, the good parts as well. It's really refreshing to have a manager who will help and guide and teach me how to be a better player. I am someone who wants to learn, someone who wants to be the best, and someone who strives to be the best ever. Trent knows there are continuing doubts about his defending, and I think that was perhaps harsh if I'm honest. It was a big perception, and it was hard to kind of shrug off with just one good defensive game. When you put a lot together, we have had 4 out of 5 clean sheets in the Premier League so far. That is exceptional from a back line. Defences win championships is the old saying, and being part of that defence means I have responsibilities to make sure my winger doesn't get a sniff in the game. I lay targets for every game. How many times I'm dribbled past? How many times does he get a cross in? How many times does an opponent get a shot off? Yet it's that extensive range of passing and his creative spark which continues to separate Trent from his peers. A century of goal involvements in 316 appearances is remarkable for a right back. Trent goes on to say, good numbers. I think I'm capable of many, many more, to be honest. And for now, I'm completely focused on this season. How many goals, assists and clean sheets can I get? Hopefully do enough to help us win the league. So there you go, guys. That is basically the full thing there, shebang. Let me know down below what you think. We probably will end up covering this again tomorrow on the live stream with the boys to get their thoughts. First thoughts on this, I personally believe that Trent just wants to know what's happening with the club. Like, he would be happy for them to keep Salah, keep Van Dijk, you know, so then he's got the opportunity to win trophies. So let's see what happens there, guys, with all of this. Let me know down below what you're doing and what you think about all this, and I'll catch you in the next one.